So, one of the biggest habits that young men want to get rid of, but they can't get rid of, I'm not even sure if they want to get rid of it, but one of the things that gets villainized really strongly in the self improvement space is video games. Video games is one that's very interesting because I played video games myself, as you can see by the chair, but I've never been like a super big gamer. I've used video games and they've truly given me a lot of, I wouldn't say lessons, but they've been really fun and they've provided me with a lot of great memories, especially back in like my younger days. I think a lot of us can relate to playing video games as children, but when we get older, when we become teenagers and eventually young adults, it's kind of something that we're told not to do. But a lot of young guys still do it. You know, they hop on Fortnite and they just these stupid games. And to make my stance clear on it, I'm not entirely against video games like some other people in self-improvement are. I just think that a lot of young guys are not aware of the consequences of it and they don't know how to make use of it with balance. Instead, they kind of just abuse it. And it's not the same for everyone, obviously. There's outliers, of course, but generally, video games do something psychologically to you that don't allow you to achieve your goals as well as you would without video games. And it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So basically, you have to think of how video games are designed. They're designed to give you a reward for achieving something. In a game, let's say you're playing like a Dark Souls game, you beat a boss and you get like a reward for it. It's kind of similar how in real life you go out, you work, and you get a reward for it, like money. So it's similar in that way. And a lot of these games are designed to have like level ups and like coins or like money in a way. And they simulate real life. So what happens is that in real life, you have goals set for yourself. You want to achieve these things. You just go out, you try and achieve them. But at the same time, you're playing video games. And if you're playing video games, what it does is it gives you that false sense of accomplishment, which satisfies your desire to go out and achieve something, so you're not as driven and as motivated to achieve your goals. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but achieving your goals is about discipline. Motivation is nothing. But you need motivation. Motivation is like a little spark, and then discipline is what fuels you to actually get to the goal. If you don't have the spark, you're not going to work towards it in the first place. So we have to understand is that video games give you a false sense of accomplishment. And so that kind of takes away your drive to actually achieve something in real life. Especially the kinds of people who sit there and they play for hours and hours and hours on end. They're getting so much reward and dopamine for not actually achieving anything that achieving something in real life almost seems like nothing in comparison, at least to like their reward systems in their brains. Because you have to understand that the brain works as a reward system. The neuromodulator dopamine is related to the reward system, which is basically like you work hard for something and the reward you get is that dopamine, that good feeling you get afterwards. I don't know if you've ever completed like a long bout of work for the first time, let's say like 90 minutes to 2 hours of straight work. People don't realize how hard that is. I'm talking like you don't go to the washroom, you're straight up working for an hour and a half to 2 hours. That is hard. But the dopamine you get after that is incredible. And instead of doing that, young guys go to the video games. And the video games, the 2 hours of the video games give them that same reward feeling. So they don't do the work, they play the video games. So it's a false creation that gives you a feeling that you're supposed to have by chasing a goal and actually achieving something. That is the number one danger with video games. It's not just that, oh, it's a screen and it's bad for you because you're not going to do your homework like they tell you in elementary school. That's not what it is. It's just, it takes away that masculine urge to achieve something. And obviously, you can play video games in moderation. I've done it before. I mean, when the new Zelda game came out, I freaking played that for like a little longer than I should have. I'm not going to lie. But I still managed to do a little bit of work because I wasn't completely addicted to the reward system that I got in that game. I was addicted to the rewards I got in real life, which is what you should be as well. So if you have a reward system placed in real life already where you know if you do this work, you get a good feeling, you get what you want, then you can kind of get away with playing video games. But a lot of guys are stuck in their mom's basement. They're playing the games, they're getting the false reward, and they're not actually going out in the world and trying to achieve something. So if that's you, then I caution you to playing video games. I say watch out, because it's giving you a false sense of accomplishment, and definitely limit it. I wouldn't really go as far as to say cut it out completely unless you want to fully dopamine detox and go cold turkey, which believe me is not easy. Cut it out a little bit. It'll definitely change how you approach achieving your goals. So it's a pretty short video today, but basically that's why video games are kind of not good for you. Go out, reject mediocrity, embrace mastery. See ya.